Today we're in Jeremiah chapter 35, and it might get confusing if you don't know that Jeremiah is not in chronological order, because yesterday we were looking at time during the siege, and now thankfully Jeremiah does at least give us a benchmark of history of time, and he tells us that during the days of Jehoiakim, K-I-M, not Chin, but Kim, which is 609 to 598. So even if we took the newest of the dates, we would be 12 years before that siege that was going on in yesterday's chapter. And we have an interesting conversation here because we have God saying to Jeremiah, I want you to go to a group of people, and they're called Rechabites. The Rechabites were an unusual people. They were tent dwellers, and he was to go get them and bring them to the house of the Lord and into a chamber and put before them pitchers of wine and cups to drink from, and to tell them to go ahead and drink the wine. Well, that might seem like a very neighborly thing to do, but you see, the Rechabites had been told not to drink wine. They'd been told not to live in houses, but to live in tents, to not do agriculture, but to continue with their trade, which was metalworking. And through the next couple of generations, they'd been obedient to that. And so when Jeremiah told them to go ahead and drink the wine, they refused. They said, we will not. Our fathers and our forefathers told us not to drink the wine, not to live in houses, not to do agriculture, and to live as metal workers. And so God uses them by telling Jeremiah now to go to the people of Judah and say, look at the Rechabites. They were told once by their father the things not to do, and they obeyed them consistently. And I've told you over and over and over again to stop worshiping false idols, to stop walking away from me, and to listen to me. And in spite of all of the times that I've told you, and in spite of the fact that I sent you servants and I sent you prophets to tell you to shape up or ship out, you haven't done it. And so now disaster will come to Judah, and to Jerusalem. And then he tells Jeremiah to be sure to tell the Rechabites that he was proud of them, and that they shall never lack, and they shall always be able to stand before him. You say, well, how do we apply that to our lives today? I mean, after all, yes, there's a lesson of obedience there. You know, I can't help but to think that we should also look at why they were given these instructions not to live in houses, not to settle, but to live out of tents, not to drink wine, and not to do agriculture. They had a trade, a very interesting trade, metalworking, and it was one where they had special techniques for doing the metalworking. And the wine might loosen their tongues so that they might teach others how to do the metalworking that they were doing. If they got too settled, they might be tempted to tell some of their friends how to do the metalworking. And if they were involved in other trades, they might not be as protective of the trades of metalworking that they had done. But what I want to focus on today is no drinking wine. The Levites were told not to drink wine. There's lots of scriptures that tell us the dangers of alcohol. And we all know that if you drink a little too much wine, it will loosen your tongue. You will say things that you wouldn't have said if you weren't under the influence. You will do things that you might not have done if you were not under the influence. And while I recognize many people may be able to successfully drink without having any serious problems, there is a lot of verses and a lot of wisdom in staying away from drink, staying away from alcoholic beverages. And so I would just challenge you today to think about the fact that while you may be able to successfully drink without becoming an alcoholic, there may be some other reasons that you shouldn't drink. There may be some other reasons why you should not allow alcoholic beverage to take influence over your life. Anyway, it's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day. I hope you read that last cartoon and that you'll remember that just as catching a cat in a box may have results that vary, so might drinking alcoholic beverages. Results might not be exactly what you wanted. God bless you.